The rise of Zeus, how one god overthrew the Titans. Before Zeus ruled the heavens, the world was a very different place. It was ruled by the Titans, immense primal beings who embodied the forces of nature itself. Among them one stood above all, Cronus, the Titan king. He had overthrown his own father Uranus to seize power. But this violent rise came with a curse, a prophecy that one day Cronus would be overthrown by his own child. Determined to prevent that fate, Cronus took no chances. Every time his wife Rhea gave birth, he swallowed the child whole. One by one, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon vanished into his stomach. Rhea was devastated. But when she became pregnant again, she made a desperate plan. She gave birth in secret on the island of Crete and handed Cronus a swaddled stone instead. Cronus, none the wiser, swallowed it like the others. That hidden child was Zeus. Raised in a cave on Mount Ida, Zeus was protected by nymphs and nourished by the goat Amalthea. Warriors known as the Curetes danced and clashed their weapons to mask his cries. As he grew, Zeus learned of his siblings and the tyrant who had consumed them. Fueled by destiny and vengeance, he prepared to challenge the old order. But Zeus didn't act immediately. He trained. He studied. He learned how to wield power, how to think strategically, and how to gain allies. He watched the skies and listened to the earth. The prophecy wasn't just a threat to Cronus. It was a path for Zeus to follow. Every step he took brought him closer to the fate the Titans feared. When Zeus came of age, he returned in disguise to the court of Cronus. With help from the Titaness Metis, he tricked Cronus into drinking a potion. Cronus doubled over in pain and vomited up his 5 children, fully grown and ready to fight. The gods were back. This marked the beginning of a cosmic war known as the Titanomachy, a battle for control over the universe. On one side, the Olympians led by Zeus. On the other, the Titans led by Cronus and the mighty Atlas. The war raged for 10 years. Mountains crumbled, oceans boiled, and the skies cracked with fire. But neither side could gain the upper hand. The Titans were older and more experienced. The Olympians were younger but determined. The battle threatened to tear the world apart. Each side fought with everything they had. The Titans used brute strength, ancient weapons, and dominion over natural forces. Cronus fought with his legendary sickle, the same blade he had used to strike down Uranus. It was a symbol of power and of fear. Meanwhile, the Olympians used teamwork and precision. Hades used stealth and darkness, launching surprise attacks from below. Poseidon wielded his trident to shake the earth and flood the valleys. Hera and Demeter rallied the gods, fierce and unrelenting. Together they pushed the Titans back inch by inch. But it wasn't enough. Realizing they needed a greater edge, Zeus made a bold move. He descended into Tartarus, the deepest, darkest pit in existence where Cronus had imprisoned 3 ancient beings, the Hecatoncheires and the Cyclopes. The Hecatoncheires were terrifying giants with 100 arms each, capable of hurling mountains. The Cyclopes were master smiths, one-eyed beings who once helped forge the skies and seas. For ages they had suffered in chains, betrayed by their own kind. Zeus freed them. In gratitude, the Cyclopes forged 3 divine weapons. For Zeus, they created the Thunderbolt, a weapon of raw sky fire that would become his ultimate tool of war. For Poseidon, a trident that could split the oceans and bring down mountains. For Hades, a helmet of invisibility that allowed him to strike unseen and inspire terror wherever he walked. Armed with these divine tools, the Olympians returned to battle with renewed strength. Zeus hurled thunderbolts that lit up the sky and shattered the earth. Poseidon summoned waves tall as cliffs. Hades disappeared into the shadows, emerging only to strike when least expected. The war turned. The Titans began to falter. The final battle was apocalyptic. Storms blackened the sky. Mountains broke in half. The oceans rose and fell as if breathing. The sound of the gods clashing with the Titans could be heard across all corners of the earth. It was not just a fight. It was the unraveling of an old world and the violent birth of a new one. At the center of the chaos, Zeus faced Cronus. Father and son locked in combat. Cronus roared with rage, swinging his sickle with the fury of centuries. But Zeus had the thunderbolt. He struck again and again, lightning flashing with each blow. The sky cried out, the mountains shook, and finally, with a bolt of unimaginable power, Zeus struck Cronus down. The great Titan fell. The war was over. The Titans were cast into Tartarus, bound in chains of unbreakable adamantine. Only a few were spared. Prometheus, who had aided Zeus, and Themis, who had remained neutral. Now the world needed order. The gods drew lots to divide the cosmos. Hades took the underworld. Poseidon claimed the sea. And Zeus was crowned king of the sky and of all gods. He built his throne on Mount Olympus, a shining palace in the clouds. From there he ruled not just gods, but mortals as well. Thunder became his voice, lightning, his will. The era of the Titans was over. The age of Olympus had begun, but the war had left scars. The earth still trembled, the skies still remembered. And deep in Tartarus, the defeated Titans waited in silence, burning with hatred, bound by fate. Though Zeus had won, he knew the battle for power never truly ended. New threats would rise. Giants would be born from the blood of the fallen. Monsters like Typhon would test the very fabric of Olympus. Even among the gods, jealousy and betrayal would brew. Zeus would face insurrection, temptation, and prophecy, just as his father did before him. Because power once claimed must be defended, but none could deny what Zeus had done. He had risen from nothing, hidden in a cave, raised in secret, and toppled an empire built by immortals. He didn't just survive the Titans, he defeated them. And he forged a new era with his own hands. The story of Zeus isn't just about war, it's about fate. It's about courage, sacrifice, and the weight of leadership. It's about defying the past to create something new, something divine. And if you enjoyed this story and want to hear more mythology like this, subscribe, drop a like, and tell me which god or monster you want next.